TempleOS, the forbidden operating system. Imagine opening a computer operating system built entirely by one man who claimed God personally told him to build it. That was TempleOS. Created by programmer Terry A. Davis, TempleOS looked like a weird mix between Windows 95 and something from another dimension. Bright colors, ancient graphics, strange religious messages everywhere. But underneath the bizarre appearance was something shocking. It was real. Terry built almost the entire operating system himself, the kernel, the compiler, the graphics engine, even its own programming language called Holy C. Most programmers struggle making a simple app. This man built an operating system from scratch. But TempleOS became infamous because of Terry's behavior online. He uploaded chaotic videos, screamed at people on forums, and claimed government agents and demons were attacking him through computers. The internet didn't know whether to laugh, feel uncomfortable, or be amazed. Then things got darker. People started turning TempleOS into a meme. Clips spread everywhere. Some users mocked Terry relentlessly while others viewed him as a misunderstood genius. After his death in 2018, TempleOS became one of the strangest and saddest legends in internet history. Today, many communities treat TempleOS content carefully because the story behind it involves mental illness, exploitation, and internet harassment. And yet programmers still study it because technically, it was incredible. The hidden dark web search engines. Most people think Google searches the entire internet. It doesn't. A massive part of the internet exists completely outside normal search engines. Hidden websites ending in onion can only be accessed using special software like Tor browser. And years ago, hidden search engines appeared to organize this underground internet. Sites like Torch, Amya, and older forgotten indexes became gateways into places most people never see. Some pages were harmless. Anonymous blogs, private chat rooms, political forums. Others were horrifying. Illegal marketplaces, stolen databases, hacking communities, and black market services started appearing everywhere. Governments across the world began shutting many of these sites down. Some disappeared overnight, others were seized by law enforcement and replaced with giant warning messages. But the strange part is this. Every time authorities shut one down, another appeared. The dark web became like digital hydra heads. Cut one off, two more appear. Today, many original hidden search engines are dead, abandoned, or blocked, but their legacy permanently changed how people viewed anonymity online. The internet was no longer just cat videos and games. There was now an entire hidden layer underneath it, the illegal streaming empire of Megaupload. Before Netflix and Spotify dominated global entertainment, millions of internet users relied on a single website, Megaupload. At first glance, the platform looked like a harmless cloud storage service. Users could upload files, share links, and download content with incredible simplicity. However, it quickly evolved into one of the biggest digital piracy hubs on Earth. Movies, TV shows, video games, music, and cracked software, almost everything ended up there, completely bypassing copyright laws. At the center of this empire was its founder, Kim.com, a larger-than-life figure who lived in giant mansions, drove rare luxury cars, and frequently flaunted his immense wealth online. This digital empire came to a crashing halt in January 2012. In a dramatic, televised operation, New Zealand authorities raided .com's mansion using helicopters and armed police. Servers were seized and the site vanished overnight. The shutdown sparked mass panic. While entertainment industries celebrated, millions of legitimate users instantly lost access to personal data stored on the servers. This massive anti-piracy action proved that the internet was finally powerful enough to challenge entire media industries and that governments were officially fighting back. The rise and fall of Silk Road. The story of the Silk Road is the tale of one of the most infamous marketplaces ever created. Launched in 2011, Silk Road was essentially an illicit version of Amazon. Operating deep within the dark web via the Tor network, it allowed completely anonymous users to buy and sell black market products using Bitcoin. While illicit drugs became the site's primary commodity, everything from fake IDs to hacking tools appeared on the platform. The site's creator, Ross Ulbricht, operating under the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts, viewed the marketplace as a libertarian experiment, a way to achieve true freedom from government control. For a while, the concept worked flawlessly. Millions of dollars flowed through the platform daily, and Bitcoin's early popularity exploded largely due to its utility on the site. However, the FBI and federal investigators launched a relentless digital manhunt. By tracking minor digital footprints, old forum posts, and server vulnerabilities, authorities eventually located Ulbricht and arrested him in a San Francisco public library in 2013. The sudden seizure of Silk Road stunned the digital underground, proving that even anonymous dark web empires leave a traceable trail. The YouTube video that broke the internet. In 2007, a bizarre and deeply unsettling phenomenon emerged online when a malicious flashing video was uploaded to various forums and early video platforms. To an unsuspecting viewer, it looked like a harmless, chaotic cartoon set to loud, distorted audio. However, the rapidly flashing visuals were intentionally designed to trigger severe seizures in viewers with photosensitive epilepsy. Internet trolls quickly realized they could weaponize this digital imagery, actively targeting support forums and vulnerable users with the clip. The fallout was immediate and alarming. This incident marked one of the first times the world collectively realized that digital media could inflict direct, physical harm on human beings. The aftermath. Web moderation rules were permanently rewritten. The fix. Platforms aggressively engineered automated systems to detect and ban flashing visuals. What began as a cruel form of online trolling was legally and socially recognized as real-world assault. This turning point forced the internet to grow up, implementing strict safety systems for dangerous challenges and harmful content, ultimately stripping away the lawless chaos of the early web. WikiLeaks and the leaks that shocked governments. The arrival of WikiLeaks altered the landscape of global geopolitics forever. Founded by Julian Assange, the whistleblowing website specialized in publishing censored or highly classified government and military documents. Suddenly, the public had unprecedented access to closely guarded secrets, classified military war logs and combat footage, confidential diplomatic cables from embassies worldwide, internal corporate and political corruption reports. Governments around the world were furious. While free speech supporters praised the platform for introducing an era of radical transparency, critics and intelligence agencies condemned it as a reckless threat to national security. Regardless of perspective, the internet had crossed a definitive line. Information that once required physical theft from secure buildings could now be leaked globally in a matter of minutes. Because digital copies instantly mirrored across hundreds of servers, entire nations found it impossible to erase the data once it hit the web. This permanent shift fundamentally changed the nature of modern journalism, cybersecurity, politics, and whistleblowing, leaving governments worldwide terrified of the power of a single upload. The internet experiment so dangerous it was banned. During the Wild West days of the early internet, tech companies and researchers experimented constantly with user behavior. However, certain studies crossed severe ethical boundaries. Researchers eventually discovered a chilling reality. By subtly altering the specific content people saw on their screens, they could actively manipulate human emotions, political opinions, and psychological states. This led to massive social media platforms quietly testing algorithms on millions of unsuspecting users without their knowledge or consent. One infamous controversy involved a tech giant deliberately manipulating user feeds to see if they could induce sadness or happiness. If you control what people see, you can slowly control how they think. When the public discovered they were being treated as lab rats in a massive psychological experiment, a global wave of fury erupted. The internet was no longer just a passive tool for communication, it had evolved into a sophisticated machine capable of shaping human behavior itself. This terrifying realization triggered ongoing global debates about algorithmic radicalization, tech addiction, and digital manipulation, forcing governments to step in and heavily regulate hidden online experimentation. The website governments couldn't erase. There was once a website so controversial that governments around the world tried to completely remove it from the internet. Its name was WikiLeaks. The site became infamous after publishing massive collections of classified military files, secret diplomatic messages, and leaked government documents. Suddenly, information that was supposed to stay hidden behind secure systems was spreading across the entire internet in minutes. The leaks shocked the world. Some people called it one of the greatest acts of transparency ever created online. Others believed it endangered national security and put lives at risk. Governments responded aggressively. Domains were blocked. Payment services stopped supporting the site. Servers were attacked. Politicians publicly demanded the platform be shut down permanently. But the internet reacted faster. Users copied the files everywhere. Mirror websites appeared across different countries. Archives spread through forums, torrents, and hidden servers faster than authorities could remove them. That was the terrifying moment governments realized something new about the internet. Once information spreads online at a massive scale, it may become impossible to fully erase forever. And from that moment forward, cybersecurity, digital leaks, and government secrecy changed permanently.